Everyone, before I get started, I just want to remind you that if you like my content, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and then join the Militiaman and Crew Patreon community by clicking the link in the caption. Hey, good evening, everybody, Militiaman and Crew. Hey, it's Friday night. I hope everybody's having a good time, getting ready to get off work, do your thing, go home, have a great weekend, relax, unwind, and to me, it's a powerful weekend. What I like to try to do is, as everybody knows, and some people may like it, some people may not, and don't think things are relevant, but if you go back in time a little bit, you can figure on that you can see progress. So I like that. U.S. Treasury takes control of Iraq's central bank to combat money laundering. Well, when did they say that? They said that about, what is today? Today's the 15th, 16th? They said it on August 4th. Actually August 3rd. But anyway, it's confirming that the U.S. Treasury Department has taken a permanent headquarters in the Central Bank of the Iraq building. Now, why in the world would they do that if there wasn't something important? They considered that this step came as a result of great pressures on the Iraqi banking system. Okay, great pressures on the banking system. Remember, Al-Awlaq was under fire for a whole week or more. Resign this, run fake news, all kinds of stuff. Okay. So anyway, he goes, as the governor of the central bank was forced to allocate an entire floor for the U.S. Treasury departments to monitor money transfers and prevent any illegal activities. Let it resonate, you guys. It's like, we're not going anywhere, right? What did the United States of America say? We're going to protect our assets. It's plain and simple. I mean, I don't even I need to get into it. I'm just telling you. That's what they say. What is it for? Ensure Iraq's commitment to international standards. So they're going to hold them to the table. They're going to put the fire under them. And which is, to me, we talked about that a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and yes, it's still relevant today. Why? Just because a little time's gone by. What are they doing now? It says now that the sources stress that the Iraqi banking sector is suffering from increasing pressures exerted by the U.S. Treasury to prevent what? Smuggling of dollars to countries such as Iran, Russia, and Syria, which are facing economic sanctions. We all know that. So they're doing it for a purpose. You may not like it. I may not like it. Nobody may not like it. But they're doing it. Okay? It says the situation reflects the great challenges facing the Iraqi banking system in light of ongoing efforts to reform it, improve its image before the international community. So it sounds like they're doing it for a purpose that has got inherently good to it. Enhance their image into the international community. Not necessarily the big bully. It's like, come on, let's clean it up, get rid of the corruption, let's do this, let's get this thing over the edge. So as they said early on, it says Central Bank of Iraq was forced to allocate. Those are pretty heavy words. That little term right there, forced to allocate, is powerful. Okay, it says that there has been strong resistance from Washington, which insists on correcting the course of economic process, reforming the banking system in Iraq, and al-Sudani himself in a difficult position. And what is he going to do? He's going to have to balance internal pressures and international pressures. And so therefore, the United States still continues to exert pressure to ensure that Iraq's banking system is not used to finance illegal activities. So ultimately, what we're going to find is that they're not going to deviate from it. They have an interest in it. We're not alone. The world does, remember? Iraq's supposedly the savior of the financial system. Why wasn't it done? Why was there an unannounced meeting with Al-Awlaq in Washington? You got to think about that. He showed up unannounced, and under the circumstances, what it appears to be is that he needed to have things done and he didn't do it. And if you go back to July 14th, July 13th, you'll see that the CBI had something to say about those dollar auctions and money. So you just got to be able to pay attention to that and understand that there's time frames for specific things that get done. And there's legalities when it comes to, for instance, political issues, legal issues. There's time frames that have to be assorted to. Can they adjust those accordingly and be quiet about it? Obviously, we've been here for what? A lot of you guys, 20 years, right? Blah, blah, blah. But truth is today is not the same. Nothing 20 years ago has anything to do with today. So you might just hang your hat, chill out, and get back on board and pay attention, because you're going to see some things that are just not that surprising at this stage of the game. The banks that just didn't get on board behind them for many issues. The banks now, the US Treasury, the whole floor of central bank. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I got a strong feeling that they did this regardless of what anybody else wanted to do. But they're doing it for what? A purpose to move Iraq to the direction of a market economy. And those that are not playing by the rules, their days are numbered. If you guys think about the digital process, whether we like it or not, it's going to have some consequences for those that don't play by the rules. And definitely take it seriously. It doesn't, I mean, seriously. It's going to be a whole new landscape for everybody. You, me, everybody. So learn to navigate, have an open mind, play by the rules. I guess effectively tell the truth, you know. Integrity goes a long way. And I think that's why I've been really successful, is that our integrity with Patreon, Militiaman and Crew, I think we exert that. So keep it in mind. So General Secretariat of the Iraqi Council of Ministers to the News. The UR portal contains 421 government e-services. Why do I bring this up? It's in the past. Yep, it's a couple weeks. But where is UR? Do you guys know where that is? Do you know what the history is on that? Okay, so think about tourism, religious tourism. Okay, we're not talking about religion, but we're not talking about politics, but we're talking about the fact remains is that people go to places to visit, to see ancient things. The United States gave back, I think, 30,000 to 50,000 different artifacts to Earth. So there was an important reason for that. Okay, so the Development Road Project, it's going to have the ability to communicate goods and services all the way through Iraq. I think it's 1,200 kilometers, real close. And when they build all this stuff out, they're going to have recreational places, they're going to have entertainment places, they're going to have everything that you need to get goods from the port of Fa, for instance, into Turkey, into Europe. It's going to save businesses, massive amounts of money, because they can shave off anywhere from, let's say, a week to 3 weeks of time, and maybe more of time for shipping goods. Time is money, big money. Think about that for a minute. You got a big, huge 600-foot tanker moving materials across the planet. It costs a lot of money, okay? It costs a lot of money. So anyway, these transactions and official correspondences now come electronically after they used to come on paper and were delayed. Well, what are they talking about? E-governance. The digital transformation. They're moving to correspondence, everything they're going to be doing. What are they doing? They're facilitating to speed up the completion of transactions between two parties, between Baghdad and Kurdistan, for instance. There's talk in general, and not only, but customs, as in general, all electronic transactions established by the Secretariat, the General Secretariat of an official institution, are for the sake of transparency and eliminating routine bureaucracy and delaying transactions. Well, don't we all want that? Fast, easy apps, do your business, get it done, safe, secure, and quick. So transactions in the past, they were subject to what? Distortions, forgery, all kinds of different things. So ultimately what they've done now is that it's now a matter of becoming electronic, and that there's a barcode in every transaction that will transfer the goods and services, right? So that's huge. Processes does not exceed 5 to 10 minutes, so they're talking about quickness. They're talking about being able to move money fast and accurately. 5 to 10 minutes, I don't even think that's even going to be close to what the reality is going to be in the future. It's going to be a lot faster than that. I know I've mentioned Ripple in the past, and I'm not a big study of it, but I'll tell you this, is that I showed you guys in 2023, Iraq Dinar was related to having an article out that specifically in patreon.com with MM and crew that shows that there's a relationship with the Iraqi dinar and Ripple. And I think the Buna platform that the Arab Monetary Fund is probably going to follow suit, or has already tested digital dollars, digital dinar, et cetera, and we'll see how that turns out. What is this? It says basically the National Data Center Department is in contact with local authorities, other foreign organizations, a number of advanced countries, and expressed their readiness to provide services regarding cooperation with the Kurdistan region, of course, and Baghdad. Regarding the platform that was formed between the General Secretariat and the region's representation, there was great and high-level cooperation and coordination between the engineering, technical staff of the General Secretariat, as in the Kurdistan region, through the region's representation in Baghdad. Okay, I probably could have taken that word salad down to a nothing, but bottom line is they're working together. And what are they saying? He's saying this is the final step, as it is naturally one of the government's directions in ending this file towards comprehensive digital transformation. So let's think back about this for a second. This was on August 6th. So the final step, they've started over what? It's 10 days ago. So he's just being news is just telling you. So anyway, the government network is basically, it's an electronic document. It's an exchange in circulation system that is going to secure government networks that cannot be hacked. So it's high tech. The coordination has been taking place. So it says has been taking place between the Information Technology Department, the General Council of Ministers, the Ministry of Communications, the National Data Center, coordination with electronic securities agencies, cybersecurity, intelligence service, national security. I mean, it goes on and on. Security agencies concerned with maintaining the confidentiality of documents to ensure that the network is secure and cannot be hacked. And this is certainly one of the most important works of the data center department in the system. I know personally about hacking. There's a gentleman out there that goes by Investor Dinar that specifically made a video talking about that he's hacked our Patreon site and other sites, and he's out there. It's like, well, what are you doing that for? It's unbelievable. But anyway, we'll leave it at that. And if anybody wants a video of it, you go on his website. He's probably still got it up. At present, the governor of the central bank chairs the meeting of the supervisory committee of the restructuring process of Rafadain Bank. And this is on the 7th of August. I think it might have come out a couple days before, but it didn't get published until the 7th. Is that, look, the supervisory committee of the restructuring of the Rafadain Bank, one of the last things that's going to be done with Iraq is to privatize their banks. And at this stage of the game, I would suspect that they probably are significantly further along than they're stating. This contract with Ernst & Young, I believe it got started in early January. It's first quarter early, but I think it was in January. Anyway, they adopted a plan for the government to coordinate between the central bank to do what? To organize administrative, financial, technical structure of the Rafadain Bank. Pretty sure they're doing Rashid at the same time, but they speak about the Rafadain Bank. This comes from the Central Bank of Iraq's media office on August 4th, 2024. So you can go get that on their site. But they're specifically talking about going private. That's the last thing. We're going to a market economy. The banks are going to be market. They're not going to be public anymore. They're going to go private. They're going to have partnerships, just like they told everybody. All right. So enough of that. But let's see what we got tonight. We got postponement of sending the salaries of the region's employees to where? They scheduled and sent money to the Federal Ministry of Finance on Thursday. So that was yesterday. And they are going to decide what they do. They decided to postpone dispatch of salaries until Sunday. Well, Sunday's their first day of the week, right? What is Sunday? It's going to be the 19th, right? Okay, so we'll see how that turns out. Neither the federal government nor the Kurdistan regional government have numbers, statistics, and data for the numbers of security services from the Peshmerga, Asaish, Zervani, Intelligence, Barstan, and others. We have an article that's going to show you guys that the Kurdistan has been kind of an issue when it comes to giving accurate information. We're talking about audits and things of that nature. Their new system, the new systems, the blockchain style new systems, they're going to know their customer and they're going to know the truth. And so if you're throwing out extra people that aren't real, they're fake, or etc., they're going to catch it. And it's like, well, come on, corruption is going to go away and quickly. And so they're trying to tap into that cash cow as long as they possibly can. And obviously it's not going to work. All right, so it says according to the decision of the federal court, each department can send the list of employees' salaries to the Federal Ministry of Finance without returning the original government. The salaries of the employees are localized in the government banks, and salaries are paid to them continuously, on time, and without delay. Well, who doesn't want that? Every single person that's legit is going to get a paycheck. I don't know if it's once a month or every 2 weeks. They're going to get it. It's going to go electronically into their bank account, and they can rely on it. Not relying on salaries because you got skimmers off the top. They got corruption all over the place. It's getting old, man. They're cleaning it up. Why would they take a floor? Because they need to clean it up. That's what they're going to do. I think it's phenomenal. Attracting investors. Investors don't like corruption. They want to know their money's safe. They want freedom of capital movement, right? So it says attracting investors, name of the article, attracting investors, limiting currency smuggling. A specialist explains the importance of digitizing Iraqi banks. So what are they going to do? They're going to use what? Blockchain. Are they going to use specifically Ripple? We're going to find out. Are they going to use things like XRP? We're definitely going to find out. Because what? They're probably definitely related. I'm pretty sure you're going to find that out. It says the importance of the benefits of digitizing financial transactions for Iraqi banks. This gentleman, Al Saadi, says the Bank of Baghdad, told Baghdad News, right? Digitizing financial transaction in Iraqi banks can provide sufficient benefits, especially in terms of reducing currency smuggling. Okay, so what's been happening? They've been shutting down the dollar auctions. Are they going to shut them down? Well, Alaq Central Bank, August 5th, talks about a new mechanism for what? Dollar currency auctions. Okay, so look that up. It's also on the 13th, I think, too. But most importantly is that they have the ability to use a system that is electronic and it is transparent, it's fast. In the future, it's probably going to be instantaneous and it's for low cost. So you guys think about it for a minute. The amount of money that's moving through the world's markets is just astronomical. It's in the hundreds of trillions, 365 days a year, 7 days a week, 24/7, with no blackouts. And if you have a technology that can do instantaneous payments for low costs, fractions of a penny, it's amazing. Those names I issued tonight, it's time to do your research. And I think we may open a new channel and help people study that. I'm not an advisor, not any of that. And we're not setting out to be legal, or even medical, a lot of things. We just don't do that. But what we do is give information, and a study that makes sense. That's all. That's all we're trying to do. We've been doing that for a few years now, or a couple years anyway, here specifically. I've been doing it for probably 10 years at least, just on the goodness of my heart. That's what I usually do. That's what I did. So thank you guys for being supportive too, by the way. Anyway, this requires providing modern technology, training. What are they doing? Building confidence for the new systems. Basically, digitization of banks contributes to achieving more transparency, credibility for what? The whole financial system. Transactions can be tracked, they can be reviewed. Basically, what it's doing is improving their operational efficiency. Digitization is going to basically, in their views, and maybe everybody else's views, provide a higher level of protection against fraud and theft through advanced encryption technologies. This article could literally have been written for, I think, XRP and Ripple, Ethereum, if you will, whatever. Could be more, but. Okay, so the Iraqi digital path diagnoses the errors of electronic payment systems, confirms we must start at the top of the pyramid. Okay, so what are we talking about here? Iraq's Digital Path Council, so they have a Digital Path Council, Dr. Safad al-Shamari, he identifies errors, electronic payment systems. Government should address some certain things from time to time. Of course, got to monitor, manage, grow. You're going to grow. You're going to find things that are just like, wait, whoa, we got to move this. This isn't working properly. Okay? So the electronic payment system in Iraq requires a set of basic requirements, including foremost the technical infrastructure with availability of fast, reliable internet networks, right? Iraq needs electricity. They need water for that electricity. Okay, so they need to be able to do a lot of the things. That development road path, project, okay, going to Turkey, okay. They're going to need water, energy, because what are they going to need? They're going to try to build this out. They're going to have hundreds of thousands of employees, new ones. And every one of those new ones are going to a high-paying job. We're going to create 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 extra jobs. It's going to create a lot of manpower, all right? And they're going to need water to house them. Residential complexes. Okay, you guys get the picture. With real great government oversight is what they're looking for to ensure that all parties adhere to specific required standards. They want international standards, and they're going to get them. They're going to they're just explaining the true benefits of electronic payments requires all kinds of development, electronic measures to what? Defer fraud, etc., and basically cyber crimes. They're just going to go advanced, you guys. That's just basically what they're talking about. And I think everybody should probably realize it now. It's like, this isn't 20 years ago, because frankly, we didn't have any artificial intelligence 20 years ago. It just came on board about 15 years ago. And then all of a sudden you start seeing it really showcased since about 2016. And then you absolutely see it showcased in the last 2 years. So think about that. Remember those stock charts I guys told you guys about? I showed them on there about the... what is it, the semiconductor sector, right? Everybody thought that was about the dinar. That wasn't. That's about semiconductors. And the USD /IQD on the Forex Live, pay attention, okay? And look at the stock prices and look at the charts to see where that price range is. If in fact they use that as a market analysis to represent artificial intelligence and news, you might want to go back and look at that. But I'll leave it there, all right? The last thing I'm going to talk about is this article. It's called Iraq Digital Path Diagnoses the Errors of Electronic Payment System and Confirms We Must Start at the Top of the Pyramid. So, Safad al-Shamari identifies several errors in electronic payment systems that should address from time to time. And So in the last article I'm going to go over, you guys, is that the deputy reveals the results of the war on hard currency smuggling. We talked about this a little bit, you guys. Smuggling is going to go away kind of quickly. She's sneezy. So what are you, like one of the 7 dwarfs, Mrs. Sneezy? Oh boy. Anyway, smuggling of the hard currency is one of the tools that drain the economy of Iraq and creates an anomaly in the balance of exchange rates and pushes the parallel market to rise, which is an illegal market, right? Which leads to excessive prices in the market, and the price of which is paid by the simple people. The efforts of the Ministry of Interior with the central bank in supporting formations contributed to reducing the file of hard currency smuggling by 80%. So what they've been doing is being successful, while directing 11 specific strikes to companies and offices dealing in the file of selling currency illegally. And so the United States Treasury has a floor at the central bank, a whole one. They're not going away. So basically, look, the smuggling of hard currency is about to get a rude awakening as far as I'm concerned, if it hasn't already. As the digital systems, the newer systems that they have, as like we aforementioned, potentially, who they may be, should be taken seriously. They probably should take it seriously, because they're probably not going to go away. Because the largest entities in the world are working on this. It's big. So anyway, it's underway, and it's about them taking over and not allowing that anymore. So that cash cow that people were sapping into, that was in the billions off the dollar auctions, looks like it's going to be going away as we know. Will they be able to buy dollars with dinar to come to America, to go to Europe, to go anywhere in the world? Sure they can. It's going to be different. For sure it's going to be different. Okay. So all that's going to dry up fast. So I hope you guys liked what we had to offer tonight, because technically, as you guys can see, is that my passion and understanding of where we are may be different than yours, but the truth is that I'm here for one reason, is to give information, read the news, and give my best views on it. That's what I do. So thank you guys for being with me tonight. It's Friday. I know it's a little bit late, but please enjoy your weekend and feel confident in what you own. We have a study with patreon.com with Militiaman and Crew. We've got a vibrant chat room. Come on in. Everybody's welcome. We have a few rules. Not a big deal. That's it. If everybody gets along, it works out just fine. Just great. So we'll look forward to seeing everybody here. Anybody and everybody's welcome to come in and come see what Samson provides on a daily basis. Come see what the crew put together, and see what your view is. Not everybody. It's not for everybody, but you know what? It's been pretty good for a lot of people. Okay, a lot of people. So thank you for being with us, and thank you for those that support us. You guys all know that we have a subscribe and like buttons, and we also have Zelle, Venmo, and PayPal to help keep the place running and bringing you guys reports. So enjoy. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend. Great weekend. Once again, guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you like this content, subscribe to the channel, or join us at the Militiaman and Crew Patreon community for even more exclusive content. You can also donate to this channel by hitting the links in the banner to help keep this page up and running. Your generous support is greatly appreciated, as always. Much appreciated. Thank you so much, and have a great day.